Hello people! Today we're doing a set I'm calling Icy Winter. And let's get started. I've got some medium length stiletto tips. And we're going to be starting off with this Rosalind reflective glitter silver. Hopefully I'm not going to sound too odd. I've got a cough drop in my mouth at the moment. I've been coughing all day with my asthma, so didn't want to have a coughing fit in the middle of this. Okay, this is the second coat going on now. I don't really know what makes these glitters reflective glitters, because it seems to me all glitter is reflective, so I don't know. Okay, moving on for the other three nails, same brand, but now we're going to use blue. And there will be 2 coats also of these. Now in a bit we're going to get to some stuff that I'm going to be making mistakes with, that you're going to learn what not to do, as usual with me. But in hindsight, I can now tell you different things to watch out for, that being this was my first time doing these, what we're going to tackle, I did, there's always going to be errors when I'm figuring stuff out. Okay, now we have some Holo silver foil. Now we're not going to be using this as a typical nail foil. What we're going to do is cut these into little shards. We need to have a pointy end on all of them, so we're just going to keep cutting a bunch of these up. And we will not be peeling this off of the backing either. We're just putting them on and they'll stay on there as they are. Now I have seen several of these done recently, which is why I wanted to try them. You know me, I always like to try new stuff. It may not work for me the best, but I usually figure out what not to do, and then the next time if I want to do it again, I'll know how to do it better. That seems to be the way I learn things. Okay, I'm back. I had to pause for a coughing fit. But we're just going to keep cutting these off until you feel like you have enough. I thought I had done enough for both nails after this, but I ended up using all of these on the first nail, which is the thumbnail and is larger, so. Okay, we're going to go in with the layer of base coat. We're not going to cure it yet. And then we are going to put these all on with the shiny hollow side up. And once I can pick this sucker up, the goal is to have a center point. You want all of them to be coming off of a center point in there. like a gem would be. Have a center point to it. I had to pause there a second and get one of my silicone tools out. Now the object for this is to put these all on here so they're all going towards the center point in the middle. And this is going to create, or this is supposed to create, the colors of, like when you look at a diamond under the light and you see the different sparkles, they're not just sparkle, they're like colors. That's what this is supposed to be creating here. Hence the reason we used Holo Foil. Now I don't remember the bottom surface of the other ones that I've seen, but I used the reflective glitter under here with the thought that it should make it even shinier and the light should shine off of it better. So we're just going to continue placing these on all the way around until we've covered pretty much the entire nail. Now there's going to be some little bits of the glitter part showing, which is fine, which is why I used the reflective glitter, as I said, in hopes that it would make that much more of a shiny area. When I was able to pick these up, these little shards up, it went pretty easy and smoothly, but some of them gave me a lot of trouble picking the darn things up. Sorry guys for all the coughing. When my throat's closing up, my body decides if we cough and get whatever's the obstruction out of there, you'll be able to breathe. Well, that's not helping me right now. There is no obstruction. My throat is just closing up because it's getting swollen and irritated in there, as it does when you have an asthma attack. So coughing is just irritating the situation. It's not making it any better. But my body does not seem to realize that. I didn't speed this section up because I thought it was important for you to see how it goes, and also I knew I had a bunch of stuff to talk about with it, and I didn't want to like zip over it real quick and then miss some things. So now I'm not going to show you the other nail because I'm going to do exact same thing on the other one, which was the ring fingernail. Okay, once I get all these on here and get them where I want them to be, we're going to go ahead and cure them. And now we're back, and I had not realized yet at this point that my camera had somehow zoomed way out. So after they were cured, I'm just going to go around the edge and trim off any of these bits that are sticking out. It's all cured on there nicely, so it's not going to come off. I mean, you could try to peel it off, and then I don't know if it's going to leave the foil, the shiny foil part or not, so I'm not going to mess with it. We're just going to leave them intact and trim it off. Okay, now once we have done that, there was a little chunk sticking on there that I didn't need. Once we've done that, nextly we're going to we're going to put a top coat, base coat again. We're going to give it another layer of base coat. I did this to protect the foils because on the next step I didn't want to take a chance of the foils coming off in case it didn't go well. Okay, so that's going to get cured this time. And I will straighten out my camera before the next section. Okay, now this is making the crystal part. Now I am using my solid gel glue that I used to put my tips on with for my nails. The first one with the thumbnail, I forgot to hit record and it went okay, but the second one, the glue wanted to keep sticking to my gloves, so I took them off. You really shouldn't be handling this stuff with bare hands because I did get a little bit of a situation with the pads of my fingers, but we're going to carry on because I will get the job done no matter what it takes. Okay, we're going to flatten this out to semblance of a nail shape, and then we're just going to cover the entire nail with this. Now it needs to be a little bit thick, but not overly thick. Now what you really are supposed to use for this is like a carving gel or 3D, 5D gel, whatever it is, but in clear. I did not have that. I had some other stuff that I thought would work, but it did not, so we're not even going to discuss that. But I do have this solid gel glue, and I knew I could get the job done with it. So you want to pat it down all the way to the edges, but try not to go over the edges because that will create problems for you later, which we'll talk about when we get there. Okay, now I'm going to use an X-Acto knife. I'm not going to use the business side. I'm going to use the back side of it. And then we're going to start from that middle point, and then we're just going to go all the way out to the edges and make a groove in it, or a cut line, or whatever you want to call it. Now for this one, I quartered it into fours, and then I went back and halved out all those the little quarters by half, and then I halved those halves again. And make sure you go all the way out to the edge with it. And this is how we're creating the faucets of the gem. Now, as you're watching me finish this, I'll say, once this is done, I tried to squeeze it all up on the edges so that it was smooth again. And on this one, it came out pretty well. But you really want to make sure if there's any excess hanging over the edge or gone around to the back, you want to clean that off before you cure it. Because I had a lot of problems with the thumbnail. I didn't do that on the thumbnail, and I really had issues, which you're going to see here in a little bit. Okay, I'm just pressing this down back to my shape of my nail on the sides. And like I said, if there's any excess or too much, you want to trim it off now before it gets cured. And there's what we have. Okay, I've already done the thumbnail, and I've cured both of those now for 2 minutes. Now, this being gel glue and not a solid gel, it cures up, not like really hard, but it's kind of rubbery still. Now, this is the thumbnail. I'm having to do an awful lot of work, and I have sped this up to clean the excess off of here now, because it just does not. I tried cutting it with scissors. I wasn't getting anywhere. My nippers were not working all that great either. I tried filing it, and being that it is not really hard, it didn't file very well. So I ended up using the X-Acto knife and kind of sawing off the excess that was hanging on this one. But all of this could have been avoided had I cleaned it off before I cured it, which I didn't know at the time. So this is one of those, I made the mistake so you don't have to. Okay, moving on. If you leave them clear, that's what they would look like, and frankly I think they looked better clear, but the ones that I saw had all been painted blue, so I'm using a blue. You want to use a blue jelly color, or in my case I'm using the glaze, which frankly is the same as jelly if you ask me. This one I got too much on there, so now I'm going to be spending a good deal of time wiping some of it off again. So this one didn't come out quite as good. The other one, you'll see, will look a lot better because I didn't put nearly as much of the blue on there. Now, frankly, with this one, I think because I had so much blue, you can't really see the shiny Holo Foil color underneath of it. And in the future, I think these would look better if they were left clear, because you can see then the shiny colors coming through from underneath, and it really looks more diamond-like or gem-like, whatever. But as I said, all the ones that I had seen were painted blue, so that's why I did mine blue. Plus, they go better with the other blue nails. And you can see why I always wear gloves, because I had slopped it all over my fingers. Okay, now this one, like I said, I didn't put nearly as much of the blue on, and I think it looked a lot better. You can still see a little of the shiny from underneath on this one. And there we go. And those are ready to go in and cure. Okay, moving on. Now we're going to use some of these stickers. Now, the ones on that sheet, I didn't end up using any of those. The second sheet here, these are the ones I ended up using. All I'm going to use off of here are the snowflakes. And I forgot to wipe the dispersion layer off of these before I stuck these on. So on a couple, well, on the pinky nail, they just would not lay down and stick. You know, duh, because they can't stick to the dispersion layer. So on the pinky nail, I ended up taking them back off, cleaning it off, and putting new ones on which I'm not going to show you that part, but just know if you're using stickers and you have a dispersion layer, don't forget to wipe it off because you'll create problems for yourself like I did, as usual. But we're just picking out some snowflakes. Those deer heads are giving me an idea for another set for next year. But anyway, on to this set. Once we decide which snowflakes we want to use, we're just going to stick them on. Normally these stickers work really well for me, but as I said, it was my own fault that they weren't sticking on here very well anyway. And here's me deciding on what I'm going to use on this next sticker. I've got several sticker sheets that are like this with the white and then the gold, and then I've got some that are white and then rose gold. Surprisingly, they didn't have any silver ones with the white. I don't know why, but or maybe they did and I didn't get them. I don't remember now. Oh, FYI, these stickers came from, where did I get these? I want to say I got them on Amazon, but last year, because they came in a pack with the different color ones, I think. You can probably find them on Ally too. I mean, there's any number of snowflake stickers you can get on any of those. I would assume all this stuff will be on Temu, although I don't shop on there. Okay, this is me just scrunching them back down because they didn't want to stick. But eventually, once I get them to stick down on all of the nails... Oh, wait, did we not do the little one yet? Okay, those guys have come back out from being cured. Oh, there's my arm again. Okay, now we're going to be ready for the final top coat. Oh, wait, are we? Yes, we are. And I'm going to be using my tempered top coat over this. When we get to it, this is me playing around with these darn stickers, trying to get them to stay down. Those ones I mostly was able to get. The pinky ones I had to, as I said, take off and redo. Okay, tempered top coat. We're going to go over all of these. Now, I'm going over this, but I'm not doing a real heavy layer because I don't want it filling in all my grooves and stuff. But I wanted to have a layer on there. Well, we need to anyway over the blue glaze gel, but also because it will firm this up and make it hard now. As the tempered top coat's a hard gel. That will keep that solid gel glue from being soft and rubbery on there now. Like I said, if you're going to try this, I would use a clear carving gel, 3D gel, 5D, whatever they're calling it these days, clay dough. I mean, I've seen it called so many different things now, but it comes in clear, and that's what we should have used ideally, but we made it work anyway. And there's my stickers trying to pop up on me. Okay, those have been top coated and cured. Now we're going to go in with just some really quick, simple little dots to fill in a little bit of the negative space on the snowflake ones. Okay, this is just a real quick. This was kind of a last minute thought because they were looking a little bit bare to me. And the last one. And we have one more step after this. Okay. those can go in for curing. And as soon as I'm done, I thought I was done. I guess I wasn't. Okay, those are going to go in and cure. And they're back. Now, the final step. This solid pudding gel. Okay, this is what I thought I was going to be able to use for that top of that, but it was too thin. But anyway, what I bought this for was to use for putting on as gem glue and to use when I need to do like a whole bunch of caviar beads, like in a skinny line or something, because then they slide around on you and move. Well, this stuff will keep them where you put them. But I'm just going to stick a simple blue crystal right in the center of those diamondy ones, or gem nails, whatever we want to call them, and push it down into the glue. And we'll cure those, and then that's it. There we are, all finished. This is a little washed out looking. I don't know why my light is so weird on these, but anyway, if you like them, please give me a like. I do appreciate it a lot. And if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. There'll be a new one every Saturday. That's it for now. Merry Christmas, people. Bye-bye.